This week's episode was brought to you by James Wu, Tommy Hitchcock, Riley Fleck, Cyrus Campbell, Nika Fox, Kyle Riley, and Jeremy. Thank you, James Wu, Tommy Hitchcock, Riley Fleck, Cyrus Campbell, Nika Fox, Kyle Riley, and Jeremy. Wow. Well, so many of you. I'll have you know, it's with the generous support of listeners just like yourself that our squad of cyborg, cobblers, jackrabbit lumberjacks keep clearing the way through the thicket of sorrow on our search for the nacho cheese bucket of destiny, which we intend to subject to an alchemical process capable of rendering the gelatinous cheese compound into an elixir of eternal youth. If only we could locate the sacred corn chips. If you'd like to help us form the cheese of the philosophers, or just hear the second half of this episode, then please visit www.patreon.com/thewholerabbit, where your teeny weeny monthly donation of just $5 will not only get you unlimited, uncensored, unmonitored access to this extended episode, but every single one of our numerous extended length episodes in our library of bingeable content, which is browsable and playable from right within the Spotify app once you sign in. But not only that, I'll send you a high quality 5x5 vinyl sticker of our big bunny Baphomet cover art, and you'll get the secret keys to our Discord server, which operates in dimensions of time and space unseen. It's also where we're gonna watch Demolition Man during our next movie night together, so don't miss out. Check out our $20 a month tier for the cheapest and best tarot card reading you can get on the internet. Our prices are so cheap, in fact, I live in constant fear of the palm reading mafia breaking my kneecaps and hexing my shoes. Have you ever worn hexed shoes? There's a few of you Nike owners out there like, yes, I have. This week's episode was written and compiled by our good friend, Mr. Tim Hacker, creator of the Cryptic Chronicles podcast. If you dare, make sure to check out crypticchronicles.com. In this week's episode, we explore the world of haunted or otherwise cursed Hollywood films, which are quite a bit more numerous, violent, and deadlier than you'd first imagine. In the free section of the show, we discuss the weird monsters hidden in Return to Babylon, Ty West's Innkeepers and House of the Devil, the Amityville Horror remake with the Deadpool guy, the Dybbuk of The Possession, and of course, the grisly deaths associated with the curse of the Omen. In the extended show, we go for all the heavy hitters and tell the tale of the misfortunes associated with the Exorcism of Emily Rose, The Conjuring, Dark Water, along with some Los Angeles true crime history, the infamous tragedies that orbit Polanski's Rosemary's Baby, Polanski's Rosemary's. Does that make sense? And of course, the deadly controversies surrounding Spielberg's Poltergeist. Along the way, we also speculate about the occult principles which make haunted movies and cursed films even possible in the first place. We hope that after this episode, you'll be drawing circles of salt around your couch before you watch these films, because they're dangerous. Thank you, and enjoy the show. The movie Speed didn't have a director. You know why?
Why?
Because if Speed had direction, then it would be Velocity. But come on, that looks funny. You know, I heard the movie Titanic turns 25 later this year.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and related news, Leonardo DiCaprio no longer is interested in seeing it.
Haha, Rose.
My local movie theater was robbed of almost $10,000.
Oh?
Yeah, the thieves got away with 3 boxes of popcorn, 2 large sodas, 3 boxes of candy, and a hot dog.
Oh, you live in California.
It was Obama. He stole it, and the hot dog. Have you seen the new Exorcist movie?
No.
This time it's the devil trying to get the priest out of a child.
Ha!
Oh, no.
Dude.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to The Whole Rabbit, where we don't just resurrect ancient magical grimoires from the 1980s, still fresh with the smell of Abramelin oil, mall french fry grease, and teen spirit. Nay, we disembark on a wistful romp of haunted whimsy, touring a menagerie of Hollywood movies, which, through some accident of metaphysics or offense against a magical foe unseen, are believed to have become jinxed by the devil, because this week we're discussing These Movies Are Cursed, a tour of cursed movie productions and haunted films they produce, which happens to be an episode brought to us by Cryptic Chronicles' own Mr. Tim Hacker, crypticchronicles.com, who researched and wrote the episode this week so I could get some quality time with my daughter who's visiting right now. So thank you for joining us, Mr. Tim Hacker.
Hell yeah.
I'm your host, Luke Madrid, also known as Hack Rabbit. I'm joined this week by the matriarch of the Moon People, Mari Sama.
Ow. Woo!
In some native beliefs, the camera held a special danger for the soul. One's very essence was thought to become vulnerable or even ensnared by the capturing of one's likeness onto film. Nearly every modern film enjoyer has been made to contemplate the self-referential, even religious mysteries encoded upon the screen like Monolith of 2001 A Space Odyssey, which imagines the medium itself as a force of spiritual evolution. By the skillful combination of moving lights and sound, film is capable of opening a portal to any world and bringing our psychic selves along for the ride, like astral travel on demand, if you will. In this way, almost all films can be seen like a ritual in a bottle, an on-demand pageantry of images, music, and spoken word capable of invoking gods, casting enchantment, or even controlling our thoughts, which is useful when it comes to advertising. This begs the question, if films can be magic, can they also be cursed? Yes, the answer is yes, they can be cursed. We're gonna talk about those today.
These aren't just tales of haunted sets or eerie on-screen moments. They're real-life accounts of strange tragedies, inexplicable phenomena, and chilling coincidences that have cast a long, dark shadow over some of Hollywood's most iconic productions. Are these films cursed? Or is there a rational explanation for the chaos they seem to leave in their wake?
It's probably just the film industry.
True. From the infamous Poltergeist trilogy, where multiple cast members met tragic and untimely deaths, to The Omen, a film so drenched in dark omens and bizarre accidents that many are convinced it drew the wrath of something far more malevolent than what was depicted on the screen. These stories are not just urban legends. They're accounts from actors, directors, and crew members who lived through these unsettling experiences, adding an eerie authenticity to the idea of a movie curse.
You know, in most cases, it seems like it's the crew that gets cursed, and it's their family which becomes the victim of many of these hexes. But what about the viewers? Do you think that we can be cursed by watching any of these movies?
Yes, mostly you, though.
No! I knew it!
But what exactly is behind these so-called curses? Are they the result of collective fear and superstition? Or could the very themes these films explore, demons, hauntings, and malevolent forces, be stirring up something from beyond the veil?
I blame the devil, Tim. They love that guy in Hollywood.
So let's look into all of these movies and sift through the facts and the fiction, diving into not only the eerie incidents, but also the psychological and metaphysical theories behind why certain films seem to attract darkness. So sit back and prepare to question whether the horrors we watch on screen are simply entertainment or something far more real.
Dun dun dun! This first one's really weird.
Yeah, let's start with Return to Babylon.
You can just watch this for free on YouTube.
Yeah, it's not even that long. It was released in 2013. Return to Babylon is a silent film by Alex Monty Kanwati. It is said to have bizarre visual anomalies within the film that depict dead actors, demons, and other paranormal entities pushing their way into our reality through the film. But this was only discovered after the fact because high strangeness surrounded all involved in the making of this film. The story that led up to the creation of the movie itself is a interesting tale and highly unusual. But I mean, in modern times, we are very used to all the messed up stuff going on in Hollywood. The public has been elucidated about the dark and disturbing underbelly of Hollywood under the bright and flashy false presentation. However, just a decade ago, all the evil committed by those in power behind the studios was not well known in the slightest. And in fact, the narrative surrounding Hollywood productions was tightly controlled. Return to Babylon was a film based on Hollywood scandals and tragedies from the early 1900s that most everyday people had no clue about, and it was quite a shock to the system that there was a dark side to Hollywood. However, the clever filmmaker decided to make it into a lighthearted comedy drama to avoid blacklisting and any pushback from the hidden powers behind the film industry.
All the stories are just about Fritz Lang, just screaming at people and lighting women on fire on set. You know, that kind of stuff.
Alex Kanawati became a professional filmmaker in 1993 and wanted to make something unique for the time. Instead of going forward with innovation, he wanted to go backward to Hollywood's murky past.
There's nothing better than backwards progress, Tim. I tell you what, if there's something in this world that I love better than forwards progress, it's backwards progress. I liked it when things were worse, Tim. Back when everything sucked. I wish we'd go back to those times, Tim.
I don't know. There used to be cocaine in Coca-Cola.
I mean, that sounds great.
Yeah, dude. So don't throw the baby out with the bathwater.
I want some backward progress right down my gullet.
He was inspired to make a silent film, and this all happened just one night when he discovered something odd when he was walking to his car one night. It was a bag. It looked just like any ordinary trash bag, but something weird just felt off inside him about it. Something inside him had the urge to see what was inside.
What's in the bag?
Within was a case with factory-sealed black and white film. These 19 rolls of unopened ancient film sent a surge of unease through him, but in a way he found exciting. It was almost like he was destined to find this bag of film. It was left there for him alone to find and use in a film. Creepiness emanated from the reels, yet the otherworldly feeling only enticed him. These ideas are what inspired the creation of Return to Babylon. They filmed it authentically too, complete with like the weird old ancient hand-cranked, like, you know, you've seen in movies before, the hand-cranked camera. They did all that.
I mean, it sounds really impressive too, because I mean, it's just 2013. I mean, nobody was thinking about going back and using vintage equipment and such. And the fact that he also made it a silent film, I think, is pretty interesting. It's just not something you see anymore.
Okay, so the devil comes by, drops off all this empty, unused film. And so the guy's like, well, I better get a hand crank camera and make something out of the devil's film. And this is what he comes up with.
Yeah, it's probably what most people would do if they were in that same situation. Hey, not every day you find some haunted film on the side of the road next to your car when you're leaving.
I mean, it's Hollywood. Anything could happen. That's how you know you've been chosen by the devil to make a movie. He comes by and drops off the empty film.
Yeah, because a lot of weird stuff pops up in this movie. Stuff that shouldn't be there. By all accounts, there was no special effects used in the film. It is all pure old black and white reels with no alterations whatsoever. Despite this, disturbing anomalies were discovered throughout the film's raw footage.
What?
There are frames where actors' hands morph into long, pointy webbed talons, noses disturbingly elongated to a point, and faces morph into demonic visages.
That's just what happens when actors get old.
Most creepy of all, though, are the full-blown apparitions of people who are not seen on set during filming. According to the Brooks Institute of Photography, the film breaks all the rules of cinema logic. Quote, on seeing the ghostly imagery on his print, Kanawati thought there may have been some technological problem/explanation. He said no special effects were present or introduced. The film was sent to the Brooks Institute in Santa Barbara, California, and examined by experts in the field. There was no reasonable explanation. The movie had been shot on new, factory-sealed black and white film. When asked if some skeptics might explain the matter by calling it a hoax, Kanawati replied,
I don't know what to say. I can only explain the story the best way I can. I'm going to stand my ground that it's not a hoax. We had the film examined.
End quote. The movie was supposed to be a short comedy drama, but somehow it turned into a horror film. The locations of the film where it was shot were also notorious locations, such as the home as Rudolph Valentino, Norma Talmadge, and Antonio Marino. Incidentally, these locations were commonly referred to as some of the most haunted in Hollywood, and many urban legends still surround them. So, even before the crew began filming, there was an undercurrent of paranormal unrest that they were kind of all aware of, even if they hadn't spoke about it to each other.
It's just the feeling of Tom Hanks staring at you from the shadows.
Ugh.
You do not want to know what Tom Hanks does in the shadows. During the filming, both the cast and crew reported anomalous phenomena, with Jennifer Tilly even saying she was touched by spirits physically various times throughout the filming.
It's just Tom Hanks again.
The most commonly reported thing was that when walking around the sets, they had a feeling of being watched. They'd hear odd sounds and voices with no source, and sometimes the temperature dropped randomly only in certain areas. As already stated though, the most disturbing thing was the apparitions manifesting in the film. Many times these unsettling distortions only appear in a single frame. The actors would look normal for 1 second, but a second later, they would have unnatural forms. Shadows appeared on the edge of frames. Eyes would darken so drastically the actors' eyes vanished altogether. Apparitions appeared out of nowhere. Many times these anomalous distortions revealed faces consumed in pain and absolute horror.
Like how Madonna's eyes look now.
Eyes would go white, mouths would disappear, leaving only flesh, and something demonic in the visages.
Like people just suddenly turn into Nosferatu and then back to normal again.
Yeah, seriously, check out the pictures of this stuff. It's gonna creep you out. Many experts have gone over the footage, and all agree there has not been any manipulation of the film. Some skeptics have claimed it all just to be an underhanded marketing strategy to fool the naive, but there's a problem with that theory. Warping this old film in such a way to create the frightening images, very time-consuming and expensive. There was no budget for these special effects in the film, which we have receipts to back it up. Also, why would they have such disturbing ideas for marketing a film that was supposed to be a lighthearted and whimsical comedy? Theme and tone are a huge deal to filmmakers, and there are some themes that you never overlap.
Tell it to Dan Danny Aykroyd.
Yeah, or think about the final scene in The Phantom Menace when Jar Jar Binks is acting all goofy, and then you have like Duel of the Fates, Qui-Gon gets stabbed, and then you go straight to goofy Jar Jar again. You don't do that. Don't get me wrong, though. There are good movies where you can mix tone on purpose, such as, the Evil Dead 2 movie. There's a bunch of those.
I think Jar Jar was actually a Sith Lord. That's why his eyes are that color, and they just chickened out. They chickened out. That's what I think. So that was actually a Sith Lord enacting his master plan, you could say. He was an inside agent.
That would have been way too awesome.
You imagine Jar Jar with a red lightsaber?
Some Jedi don't die. Misa cuts her open.
Misa feel the hate flow through me. Anyway, the creator, Alex Kanawati, even had a more bizarre take on the anomalies. He didn't see them as demonic, evil, or unsettling. He saw them as biblical, and that they were a divine presence that made themselves known in his film. However, he was pretty much alone in that conclusion because most believe the silent film he found in that garbage bag was legitimately cursed, and the origins of the film, though shrouded in mystery, could have been the work of dark esotericism, calling upon otherworldly forces to penetrate the living world. I highly suggest checking out the images taken from this film. You really need to watch like a compilation of them or something because they are indeed very unsettling and will make you feel cursed.
Do you think the footage he found in the trash bag outside his car was really just him doing stuff he didn't remember at Puff Daddy's house?
Yeah, that's why Tom Hanks was after everybody.
You gotta come after the evidence. And, they want you to know, we got it. Got it on camera. You want this movie to come out on Twitter? Well, you better make another fucking superhero movie, you fucking bastard. Snap my fingers and watch half your shit disappear. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha.
Did you see the haunted stuff?
It's spooky. It's like you say, they look like Nosferatu. They got like long noses, long fingers.
Yeah, it kind of creeps you out for a bit after you stop looking at it.
Oh, Grandma, what long fingers you have. Oh, the better to clean the guns with.
All right, what about this next one? I've actually seen this next one. I watched both of them. They were both very okay.
The Innkeepers, 2011, and The House of the Devil, 2009, are two horror films directed by T. West. They are known for their slow-burning tension and atmospheric settings. While they are separate stories, they share a common thread, the alleged curse surrounding their production. During the filming of The House of the Devil, the crew stayed at the Yankee Peddler Inn in Torrington, Connecticut. According to reports, some crew members experienced strange and unsettling events, including nightmares and unexplained noises. This eerie atmosphere allegedly inspired T. West to write and direct The Innkeepers, which tells the story of two employees at the same hotel as it prepares to close its doors.
So they stayed at a haunted hotel while they were doing a movie about the devil. And so you gotta put it all together. I think when you're messing around with a bunch of fake blood, candles, inverted pentagrams, and girls screaming their lungs out, you may just invoke something by accident. And the atmosphere in House of the Devil is meant to harken back to the satanic panic and instill an atmosphere of paranoia and spiritual dread. And in my experience, if you mess around with all that stuff, you could accidentally make a malevolent spirit, get your attention and start messing with stuff. I think it's possible.
The production of The Innkeepers was marked by a series of bizarre and tragic events, including a sign on the road indicating the town of Omen was 66.6 miles away, a number associated with evil and the devil. These incidents have led to speculation about a curse surrounding the film. The Omen, 1976, is another horror classic rumored to be cursed, with reports of strange occurrences during its production, and we will get to that, trust me.
This weird road sign comes up again later. Is this the same spot?
I think it is.
That's weird. Okay, well, it'll come up.
There's some synchronicities going on throughout this episode. Keep your eyes peeled.
It's because the devil has a bunch of minions that are all doing the same flash mob moves.
Both The Innkeepers and The House of the Devil are slow-burning, atmospheric horror films with a focus on tension and suspense. They share similarities with their use of setting and character development, but differ in their plots and pacing. The House of the Devil is a more traditional horror story, while The Innkeepers is more experimental, a character-driven film.
Nothing both of them. Also that.
Shh.
I'm sorry. It's just, spoiler.
Dude.
There's no spoilers, This is...
Bruh.
I'm sorry. Go watch them. They're fine. They're fine until the end, Just leave early.
Okay.
Okay.
Come on. The Innkeepers and The House of the Devil have both received critical acclaim for their unique approaches to horror storytelling.
It's because you fall asleep at the end and you dream about the ending being scary. Sorry. Okay, go ahead.
They have also spawned a dedicated fan base. Obviously not Rabbit King, but many others.
They're okay. They're fine.
with many praising T. West's ability to craft atmospheric, suspenseful films that explore the supernatural. The connection between The Innkeepers and House of the Devil lies in the alleged curse surrounding their production, the strange occurrences during filming, including nightmares and unexplained noises, allegedly inspired T. West to write and direct The Innkeepers. Both films are slow-burning, atmospheric horror classics that have garnered a dedicated following and cement T. West's reputation as a master of the genre. The following is an interview with the director from IndieWire.
Can you elaborate on those haunted happenings you witnessed?
Well, I'm a skeptic, so I don't really buy it. But I've definitely seen doors close by themselves. I've seen a TV turn off and on by itself, lights would burn out in my room. Everyone on crew has very vivid dreams every night, which is really strange because my crew is dead inside and soulless. He didn't say that, I made that up. The one story that's most intriguing to me in the film is the most haunted room is the honeymoon suite. And that's where the ghosts have started in the hotel. The only reason I picked the room that I picked to shoot in was because it was big enough to do a dolly shot. No more thought went into it other than technical reasons. So when we finished the movie, I found out that the most haunted room in real life is the room that I picked to be the haunted room in the movie. It could be a coincidence. It's weird that it happened that way.
Did things continue to occur while you were shooting the film?
Yes! The thing is, one being a skeptic, I tend not to believe it as much. The other thing is, when you're making a movie, the experience is so traumatic. I have enough things to bother me, so a ghost's not going to be my problem. I'm important, damn it! But yes, absolutely. The dreams came back the first day I walked in. The vibe was there. Sarah Paxton would wake up in the middle of the night thinking someone was in a room with her. Everyone has stories, but I was too busy saying, let's shoot this! We have 70 days! They're gonna put my balls in a jar under the sink if we don't finish this movie!
Were the cast and crew wary of staying there?
I made one big mistake. Most people got hyped on the idea that they were staying there. So when I met Sarah Paxton, I got her really excited. Maybe too excited. I just really sold it to her. 2 days later, while I'm getting ready to go to Connecticut, I get a call from her agent saying, Sarah doesn't want to stay at the hotel. She's scared. I called her agent and said, have her stay the first night. And if she hates it, we'll move her. So when she got there, she totally loved it. But I freaked her out by building up all the mystery.
It sounds like a method actor's dream.
Yes, it was actually.
All right, let's move on to the next movie. The Omen, 1976, is a horror classic widely regarded as one of the most cursed film productions in history. Movies that revolve around occult topics are more susceptible to anomalies during production, it seems. The movie's eerie atmosphere and terrifying plot, centered around the Antichrist, have been matched only by the bizarre and tragic events that befell its cast and crew during filming.
You know, the tragedies around the film actually make the film scary.
At first, Damien seems like an ordinary, innocent child, but things quickly turn sideways as those around him have some pretty unfortunate outcomes.
Just like in real life, as we will soon see.
No one is safe from Damien, and they are especially more susceptible to danger if they happen to displease him or get in his way somehow.
I told you I wanted a battle pass, Mommy!
Oh, God.
Those around Damien die in bizarre ways that defy explanation or self-delete, apparently willingly.
It's all for you, Damien!
It seems like paranormal events surrounding movies with a focus on topics that terrified the collective human unconscious for millennia are not uncommon, but in this case, the paranormal phenomena surrounding the curse of the Omen were even deadly.
Many of the film's tragedies, for some reason, seem to involve airplanes and freak lightning strikes.
While traveling to London to begin filming in September 1975, lead actor Gregory Peck's plane was struck by lightning, although, in this case, no one was injured, thank God. This would not be the end of the plane-related shenanigans. Producer Mace Newfield's plane was also struck weeks later. Then, writer David Seltzer took a separate flight to England 2 days later, narrowly avoiding the same fate. Lightning seemed to like striking the planes of people involved in this movie. During the shooting, producer Harvey Bernard narrowly avoided being struck by lightning as well when the crew was filming in Rome. Somehow, these 4 lightning strike occurrences didn't end in any deaths. But what the hell is going on here?
I guess Zeus is really pissed off.
That's a little bit unusual.
You know, lightning can be Lucifer too, because he's supposed to have fallen like a lightning flash to the earth.
Or maybe God just wants to shut it down.
Shut it down!
Mace Newfield had another near-death experience shortly after the plane incident. He was denied a meal at a fancy restaurant because it was fully booked. Later that very day, a bomb from the IRA killed everybody inside when he would have been in there.
Oh my goodness.
Director Richard Donner's hotel was also targeted with a bomb this very same day, and he also narrowly avoided death.
So the devil actually protects you from terrorists.
Richard Donner is said to have believed that all these narrow misses with death actually showed that whatever dark forces were trying to hurt them, divine intervention was keeping them safe.
Aw, thank you, Satan.
Something somewhere was fighting to keep people safe. They didn't always win, though.
The production had hired a small plane to capture some aerial shots in Israel. But at the last minute, the chartered flight was reassigned to a group of what was described as Chinese businessmen. Shortly after takeoff, the plane hit a flock of birds that caused the plane to crash, killing everyone on board.
Not only this, but the plane crashed into a car driving away from the airport. Within this car, the plane hit out of a 1 in a billion chance, none other than the family of the pilot.
Oh.
Oh, that's weird.
Gnarly, right? Everyone in the car and plane died from this tragedy. That's dark. Many animals were used on the set of The Omen as well, and it didn't take long into filming for them to start acting in bizarre ways. If you watch the film, the scene where the baboons are attacking the actors, that's genuine terror, because the baboons legitimately went into a rage that their handlers couldn't control.
Okay, hear me out. So, to get the baboons to be pissed off from the outside of the car looking into the inside of the car, they had to put one of the pissed off baboons in the car, okay? Right? So the little kid and the mom that are in the car, they're terrified, not just because there's a bunch of angry baboons outside, but because there is one angry baboon inside the car with them.
Fucking terrifying.
Dude, at any point, that monkey could have just ripped them limb from limb.
Yeah, they're deadly.
They're super deadly.
A trainer who worked with the baboons in this pivotal scene died just the day after filming, allegedly due to a tiger attack. Although some believe the curse was responsible, but the Rottweilers in the film, who were formerly known for their loving loyalty, actually attacked their handlers on numerous occasions. So just all the animals in this movie were acting strange.
Like, I don't know what you humans are up to, but I'm gonna stop this right now.
I don't like this devil magic. Get me out of here.
Well, it's weird because this is how they act in the film.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's like straight out of the movie.
It's like as if an actor never stopped acting once they left the set with the animals. Like, they shouldn't be turning on their handlers. That's weird.
John Richardson was the special effects designer responsible for crafting the infamous decapitation scene in The Omen, where the character Keith Jennings, played by David Warner, meets a spectacular end with a sheet of plate glass that slides from a truck, severing his noggin. A dummy head was used, and it was one of the more memorable scenes in the film. After wrapping The Omen, Richardson and Moore moved on to work on Richard Attenborough's war epic, A Bridge Too Far, in the Netherlands. On Friday, August 13th, 1976, less than 2 months after The Omen's theatrical release, tragedy struck. While driving together, Richardson and Moore were involved in a severe car accident. Reports vary slightly, but the most consistent accounts state that their vehicle collided head-on with another car on a quiet road.
Oops.
Richardson was knocked unconscious but survived with minor injuries. Tragically, Liz Moore was not as fortunate. A tire from one of the vehicles reportedly detached during the crash, smashed through the car's structure, and decapitated her. The violent and sudden nature of her death bore an uncanny resemblance to the decapitation scene Richardson had designed for The Omen.
Adding to the eerie narrative, some accounts claim that when Richardson regained consciousness and stumbled from the wreckage, he noticed a road sign indicating they were 66.6 kilometers from the town of Omen. The number 66.6 immediately evokes the number 666, the mark of the beast central to the Omen's plot. I mean, the town of Omen has an extra M, but it's still foreboding.
Spooky.
That guy killed his wife using special effects while the devil was watching. See? That's how magic works. You're like, okay, we're gonna cut off fake person's head, and then the real person's head gets cut off later. I didn't know if he was trying to kill his wife, but, you know, sometimes you do magic to cut off people's heads, and then you're a widower after that. You know, thanks, Satan.
Jeez. Director Richard Donner received numerous crackpot threats from individuals who believed the film was cursed, including one letter that predicted his slow and painful demise.
The guy would later go on to become pen pals with Bjork.
While some attribute these events to mere coincidence, others believe that the film's themes of Satanism and the Antichrist awakened a malevolent force that haunted the production. The film's creator, Robert Munger, had warned the cast and crew that this movie would be cursed, citing biblical prophecies.
Oh.
Despite the eerie occurrences, The Omen went on to become a critical and commercial success, earning an 86% fresh rating on Rotten Tomatoes. The film's reputation as a cursed classic has only grown over time, cementing its place in horror movie lore. While the true nature of these events remains mysterious, the legend of the cursed film continues to fascinate seekers of the unknown, making it an enticing and unsettling topic to explore despite the macabre occurrences behind the scenes.
Have you guys seen this one? Have you seen The Omen?
Who hasn't seen The Omen, dude?
When I first rented it, it was on VHS from my local movie store. The picture quality, not so good. And then the sound, like if it was dialogue, if you turned the TV all the way up, you could not hear it. But then anytime there was music or a sound effect, it would just be like full blast volume. So watching The Omen the first time was like turning up and down the volume like over and over again and trying to not get my ears blown out, which was scary. But just watching a bootleg on the internet of it, man, it's actually a really good looking film.
Yeah, it's like if you were a kid and you grew up in the 90s and stuff, this was like one of your initiatory movies into horror films.
Like Matt Stone and Trey Parker make use of this. I think they have Damien as one of the cast in South Park.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, such a influential film all over all kinds of different media.
I really love the sets in the film. Like when they go to the graveyard, it's spooky. And it's fun to know that, okay, so those dogs that they let off and they were like, had the stuntmen. So like those stuntmen were actually getting mauled by those dogs.
Yeah, and I just want to riff on what you were pulling at, Luke. Just something about VHS quality, like just the fuzziness and the like overly warmthness of the audio that those older formats have. It just really added to the scary factor. I was terrified of The Wizard of Oz because of the way everything looked for many years. And like, I don't know, I can't really explain it other than just that older format. And I never will shut up about how modern horror movies are not scary or fun at all, really, because of them being shot in HD digital 69K bullshit.
Isn't it practical effects are coming back now? Because a lot of people feel that way.
Yeah, but when you have practical effects in HD, it just looks silly.
Ah, man, you know what I hate is for a while there, it was much more common, but I'd see a television and it was one of these new televisions and they'd be watching a movie in 4K, but it would be like 60 frames per second. It just looks awful. I hate that.
I remember when the HD TVs first came out with 60 frames, I was getting motion sickness watching just a sitcom.
It makes it look like everything's a soap opera for some reason, which is bad.
Yeah.
It makes it look cheap and bad. You know, it's funny because you love 60 frames per second, at least in a video game, but like, don't do it to my movies now. And you know, The Omen was back in the day where people were terrified of the devil. There were people who watched that film and they were like, that was 100% real. The Omen is a documentary. You know what I mean? There's still people like that, but back in the day, people were probably leaving the theaters.
Yeah. When I was growing up, that movie definitely had like this aura around it that was like, this is a scary, a real one. Oh, why this one? You know?
Spoiler alert. I love the idea of a human child being born from a jackal. Killer.
All right, let's move on to the next cursed movie, The Possession, which was released in 2012, and it's a supernatural horror film directed by Ole Bornedal and produced by Sam Raimi, who's a legendary awesome guy, and it revolves around the notorious Dybbuk box.
Yeah, Sam Raimi, Evil Dead, Spider-Man.
Oh,
all kinds of
this is the one I actually want to see. I think I've seen like 9 out of 10 of these. This one I have not, and I want to now.
And the Dybbuk box, you guys know what that is.
You know, I actually needed a refresher, and I went and read about it.
Yeah, it's pretty legendary.
Night, night, sleep tight.
Don't let the Dybbuk bite.
Hey, Angelica. Yeah? What's a Dybbuk? Well, it's kind of like a ghost, only scarier, and it lives in your bed.
It's based on a very real artifact that's allegedly one of the most cursed in the world. The movie centers on a young girl named M, played by Natasha Callis, who buys an antique wooden box at a yard sale.
She probably thought it was full of somebody's old forgotten bitcoins or something.
Unbeknownst to her and her family, the box contained a Dybbuk, an evil spirit from Jewish folklore that possesses its host, as M becomes increasingly obsessed with the box. Strange and disturbing events begin to occur, leading her father, Clyde, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, to investigate the box's origins. He learns that the Dybbuk is attempting to possess M fully, and to save her, he seeks help from a Jewish rabbi to perform an exorcism.
In the word of Nuke's Top 5, it did not go well.
And y'all know who Jeffrey Dean Morgan is, right?
No.
He's a basketball player?
He uses a baseball bat in a very popular zombie show.
Search me.
His name on that show is Negan.
I don't watch that show.
The Walking
None of you?
Dead!
Okay. Yeah, it's that guy. The film blends themes of familial struggles and supernatural horror with a focus on the Dybbuk myth, and is known for its eerie atmosphere and chilling moments based on real-life paranormal events. A Dybbuk is actually, there's different ways to view it, but it's a demon that was was once a normal person, and they have a powerful ability to cling. The legends that surround these demons go back to the beginning of accepted human history.
It's like when someone comes over to buy weed and they won't go home. Lingerer! This guy's getting the snickle fritz.
The Shadim initially originated from the Chaldean civilization. Still, much like the Canaanite culture, a lot of their myths were absorbed into ancient Hebrew mythology, which snowballed into modern Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. A Dybbuk is a malevolent, possessing spirit in Jewish mythology, believed to be the dislocated soul of a dead person. According to tradition, Dybbuks tend to be male spirits that possess women, often on the eve of their weddings, entering their bodies through their vaginas.
Hey!
Ugh.
Get out of there! Honey, what? Did you see that? Get the flashlight and a morsel of that chocolate babka we got! We gotta trap a Dybbuk tonight!
In Jewish folklore, Dybbuks are thought to be the result of former sins, wandering restlessly until they find a haven in a body of a living person.
That's just how reincarnation works in Buddhism.
They are often associated with nervous or mental disorders, and individuals afflicted with such conditions were believed to be possessed by a Dybbuk. In some cases, Dybbuks were seen as manifestations of demonic forces, while in others, they were viewed as the restless spirits of the dead seeking redemption. In the past, Dybbuk possession was typically treated through religious rites of exorcism performed by miracle-working rabbis, Baal Shem. These rituals aimed to expel the harmful Dybbuk from the possessed individual and restore balance to their soul. Kabbalistic folklore portrays demons, including Dybbuks, as entities that cling to the soul, seeking to control and dominate. According to this perspective, the greatest danger is when a demon, like a Dybbuk, attaches itself to one's soul. This concept is reflected in the Hebrew verb from which the word Dybbuk is derived, describing the cleaving of a pious soul to God.
Like the word yoga, because religare means to bind. And so really, the Dybbuk is just like your biggest simp. He just thinks you're deity. He's probably eating crackers pretending it's your flesh or something.
The issue with Dybbuks comes in that when they are removed, they are still incredibly dangerous because they will cling to whatever they can next, which makes everyone in the vicinity of the exorcism vulnerable.
They're basically a sticky ghost.
One of the ways around this is to trap the Dybbuk within an occult box that takes the place of a human for the demon to cling to, thus a Dybbuk box. Jeffrey Dean Morgan was one of the stars of the film. This guy I really like a lot. He's also the dad of the Winchesters in the show Supernatural, which I watched a lot of, and he had his whole life outlook changed because of the filming of The Possession. Before taking the role, he was a hardcore skeptic who didn't believe in anything but materialism and mainstream mind rot garbage. After experiencing paranormal occurrences during the film, though, he walked away completely convinced that ghosts, demons, and the paranormal in general were completely real.
Whoa.
It didn't help that the film was based on true events surrounding a real-world Dybbuk box either.
One recurring issue was the unexplained bursting of fluorescent light bulbs during filming. Morgan described to The Hollywood Reporter how these bulbs would explode mid-take, even on a closed set with no apparent cause. No open doors, no fans, just sudden bursts of light and sound. This happened frequently enough that it became a running joke among the crew, though it left everyone on edge. Another oddity, Morgan noted, was sudden gusts of wind sweeping through the set, again with no logical source, something we find in other paranormal cases. These bursts would come out of nowhere, chilling the atmosphere in a literal and figurative sense.
However, it wasn't just him. Many of the stars reported anomalous activity. And let's move on to the Amityville Horror remake. It's the one where Deadpool has his shirt off and he's like super jacked.
Does he play the dad that kills everyone?
Yeah, dude, you haven't seen the images of it? He looks like a perfect bodybuilder and he has his shirt off all the time in the movie.
Ryan Reynolds is the killer.
Kill me harder, Daddy!
Everyone has heard of the Amityville Horror. It's a classic horror movie with a large fan base. And, it's like one of those, for people who grew up in the 90s, it's another one of those initiatory horror movie films.
Was that like a 70s film?
Yes, but it was just as popular back then throughout the 80s and 90s as it is now.
I don't think I saw it.
It's really good. However, the Amityville Horror remake, the one with Deadpool in it, was released in 2005. While easily forgettable and not nearly as revered, it is kind of trash. But this movie is the movie that we're talking about right now that's cursed.
The trash one.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was apparently pretty freaky, and allegedly, it changed the star of the movie, Ryan Reynolds, forever afterward. Spooky stuff does that to you.
I can fix him!
The story revolves around the true story of Kathy and George Lutz, who moved into a home that seemed like their dream come true, but quickly descended into a nightmare. The home was cursed. Prior to them moving in, a young man with mental illness killed his whole family while they slept in the middle of the night, which is usually referred to as the source of the paranormal activity in the house.
This is the one where the dad goes room to room killing his wife and kids with a shotgun, right?
No, it's the son who does it.
It's the son? Okay.
Yes.
But the thing is, like, the family doesn't wake up, like, as he's
No.
going room to room, which is bizarre. I didn't know it was the kid. You know, usually it's the dad that freaks out and kills the
Yeah,
family.
it was a kid. And it was a pretty loud hunting. I forget what kind it was, but this is a real thing that happened.
Yeah, it was an extremely violent and bizarre case. People are saying it was almost like the devil kept the family asleep as the killer went room to room.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. However, the darkness surrounding the land the home was built on, it actually goes far back in history and is even linked to occult practitioners who used the same area for obfuscated rituals back in the day. This is the original house, not this one. I just figured I should throw that in there. So not only was the home cursed, but the very land it was built on was cursed as well.
That's why we need to colonize space. There's no haunted land in space, Tim.
Not true. Ghosts can move even easier in space.
Oh my God. It's ghost lubricant.
It's like stepping out of the bathtub to them. So back in this remake, a malevolent atmosphere penetrated the set early on when a real corpse washed up on shore outside the film set location. This event alone was pretty disturbing, but things would only get worse. Naturally, the corpse washing up on set caused production to slow down for a couple of days. Meanwhile, Kathy Lutz, the person the movie is based on, died while the movie was filming.
What?
Deadpool and many of the crew would wake up at exactly 3:15 a.m. during the making of the movie. This doesn't seem too ominous, but gotta remember that that was the exact same time that the young man went on his killing spree, exterminating his own family one by one in the house decades earlier. 3 o'clock is also known as the witching hour, so it's just spooky time.
Well, it's really 3:30 a.m. So the ghost was giving him 15 minutes to get on their robe and wizard hat, basically.
Deadpool even said in an interview that a lot of people make stuff up about weird events on, like, movie sets or whatnot.
No.
Just to hype movies up.
It's not like they're on drugs.
No, just for like marketing. But in this case, there actually was a lot of bizarre stuff he experienced throughout the gig. The house used in the film was not the original Amityville house, like I said, but instead an 1800s mansion retrofitted to look like the original home. This didn't stop the spooky stuff, though. The new home was from the same era as the original and is located in Salem, Wisconsin. I mean, we all know that some weird stuff happened in Salem, right?
In Salem, Wisconsin?
No.
Not wrong Salem.
Dude, just go with it.
They were eating bratwurst and drinking beer.
It's
Making
the name
cheese.
Salem that it's spooky. Deadpool said the location was deeply unsettling, even though it didn't have the same history as the original home. Something about the vibe just creeped him out whenever he was on set. He's directly quoted as saying it was terrifying.
It's the smell of poor people, Ryan Reynolds.
How dare they be born poor? But all actors and crew have said on multiple occasions there was an otherworldly presence felt on set during the filming of the movie, so it spooked out everybody.
Ryan. Imagine having cling wrap as your last name. Thanks, Valcourt.
Ryan Reynolds, the only thing I know him from is owning Mint Mobile.
I don't know anything about Ryan Reynolds. He's just in that one movie, Waiting. I remember that.
I was gonna say, like, maybe the ghost freaked him out so much he just like completely switched industries.
What's that National Lampoon one that he's in?
I don't know.
Vance something. It came out hell
Van
long ago.
Wilder.
Yeah, that's it.
Hilarious.
Oh, I love that movie when I was young. That was my introduction to him. Our next haunted, cursed movie is The Ghost of Goodnight Lane.
Boy, this movie looks like a pile of shit.
Bro,
I'm sure it's fun.
according to reports, the cast and crew of The Ghost of Goodnight Lane, released in 2014, experienced several unexplained and eerie occurrences during filming. These events added to the film's eerie atmosphere and reportedly influenced the performances of the actors. The movie itself was inspired by the accounts of a real haunted movie set, and then it turned out to be really haunted.
I'm beginning to see a pattern here.
The producer was told by actors and crew that they'd had visions of an unknown man walking the set. Strange, unexplained noises were also heard on set, including creaks, groans, and whispers. These sounds were often attributed to the film's studio being dilapidated, but some crew members believed they were supernatural in origin, and there were many times when things moved around on their own, baffling many crew members. One person was even terrified after being slapped in the face by unseen source.
Imagine the rest of your life you get to tell the story that you got pimp slapped by the ghost of Goodnight Lane.
I've heard that before from people who have been paranormal investigating.
I would just love it if it just said Rick James, bitch. As it did it. That would be awesome.
Awesome. Goodnight Lane. Down.
Cast and crew members reported seeing fleeting, dark shadows darting around the set, particularly in areas where the ghostly presence was supposed to be most active. These shadows were sometimes captured on camera, adding to the film's sense of unease. Several instances of equipment failure or malfunction occurred during filming, including lights flickering, cameras malfunctioning, and sound equipment malfunctioning. All around, it sucked.
As all paranormal enthusiasts know, ghosts love eating your battery life, and they love to disrupt technical equipment. They hate
Remember when we were
computers.
doing when we were talking about the meme entities and we brought up Slender Man and we had some like technical difficulties? We just had technical difficulties a little while ago.
Oh, I remember that. The whole
I
time
think-
we were talking about Slender Man, we kept having equipment problems.
It's pretty true. There are production related, I call them gremlins, that will just metaphysically your workflow up when you're either doing a performance show or recording on Discord, for example. You're trying to put something down on the record.
Were you here earlier when all of our computers took a dump at the
Oh
same
no,
time?
I was just telepathically fing your guys' stuff up.
Oh, that was you, huh?
Man.
I heard the original Silent Hill 2 was one of these.
Yeah, they don't even have the original code anymore.
That's
The original-
crazy.
The final build of the original game, they lost it.
Whoa.
Yeah, like they'd work on stuff and then there'd be like a huge computer problem, crash, error, there's stuff lost constantly.
Yeah, the final build of the game is like a Frankenstein of chunks of their work all mashed together. It's fucking weird.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Some actors, including Lacey Chabert and Daniel Harris, reported experiencing strange and unsettling sensations while filming, such as feeling cold spots, being touched or pushed, or just sensing an unseen presence. These experiences reportedly influenced their performances and added to the film's sense of tension and fear because they're really scared. Paranormal investigators visited the set and concluded that it was indeed haunted, even coming away with disturbing EVP recordings. The paranormal activity contributed to the film's eerie atmosphere and has become a part of its folklore. So people who usually rent this movie or whatever watch it, they know that there's weird stuff surrounding it, and it's usually what attracts people to it in the first place.
Well, it's got to be
The ghost-
something.
Yeah, the Ghosts of Goodnight Lane's blend of horror and supernatural elements, combined with the reported paranormal events during filming, have made it a fascinating and unsettling watch for fans of the genre. Go check out this film ASAP because I liked it, even though it doesn't have the greatest of scores. We should do a Discord watch night where Mari hosts and we all eat popcorn and chill.
I just talked
Hell
so much
yeah.
crap about it. I just watched the trailer, Tim. I don't know if it's actually good or not.
I don't mind bad horror movies. I'm not going to say it's great, but it's definitely worth watching.
The trailer made it look like a mix between the fight scene between Samara and one of the characters in Scary Movie and a porno. That's kind of what the trailer looked like for this one.
I'm down. That's my kind
Yeah,
of
it's
shit.
fun. Hey, did the listeners know that we had a bunch of glitch stuff going on? We probably edited that out, huh?
I always edit out. That's my life.
So yeah, earlier there was because like you might not have the context for what I was talking about a second ago because stuff went wild and we had to start over. So yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Haunted episode. Now you're haunted too.
Yeah, and it was weird because all our computers were pooping at the same time.
Yeah, I thought I was roboting out and I was checking my connection because usually that means my modem is going out. And then by the time I could hear everyone, it was just silent forever. I'm like, hello, can you guys hear me? And then apparently everybody's computer shit out at the same time.
Hmm.
So I gotta protect your underwear drawer from those Dybbuks.
Don't let them crawl in your vagina.
Stop it.
But if you'd like to hear the rest of this spooky episode where we tour more haunted movies, including The Exorcism of Emily Rose, The Conjuring, let's not forget Dark Water. You remember that one?
There's a lot of them still to go over.
Its real-life counterpart, which is a part of Los Angeles history. Also, Rosemary's Baby, another piece of Hollywood history. Poltergeist! You don't want to miss that one, do you? You don't want to miss Marianne! Corianne? The hell is her name? Anyway, if you'd like to enjoy that, come visit us and become a subscriber at www.patreon.com/thewholerabbit, where your monthly donation of just $5 allows this show to exist commercial-free. I'll send you a 5x5 high-quality vinyl sticker of our Big Bunny Baphomet cover art, and not only that, you'll not just get access to the extended version of this episode, you'll get access to every single one of our extended full-length, super occult, bingeable episodes that are guaranteed to confuse you and make you scared. But not only that, I'll send you a key to our Discord server where you can hang out and tell us what we're doing wrong, because I make mistakes, damn it. All right, thank you everybody. Eat carrots and shoot lasers.
Pew pew.
Pew pew.